People got to be careful how they throw that word snitching around, Bomb First. Even if it's true. Yes, sir. It's your boy Snake Eye. Bomb First TV checking in, man. Salute to the military for dropping them bombs on that like button before we get lit. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And please hit the bell, y'all, so y'all can get notified every time your boy Snake Eye drop a video, man. And whatever we do before we begin, don't play with that like button. That's our only rule over here at Bomb First TV, man. We going straight to Slauson now with it, man. That boy Nipsey Hussle, man. Convo about snitching triggered murderer. Getaway driver claims, y'all. Yeah, that's right. That's what I was saying, man. You got to be careful when throwing that word snitching around, because people got a disdain for that word snitching, especially in the black community, y'all. Let's get right into it. The woman who drove Nipsey Hussle, alleged killer, from the scene of the crime says the shooting was triggered by a conversation about, yeah, you guessed it, Bomb First, military snitching. At least that's her testimony to the grand jury. The woman, only identified in court docs as witness one, says she and the accused Eric Holder, aka Shitty Cuz, were hanging out on March the 31st when they went to the Marathon Clothing Strip Mall to get some food, y'all. She said she pulled in and recognized Nipsey, neighborhood Nip, and said she was excited to see him. You can see that, man. Everybody love Nipsey, man. R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle, man. According to the docs, Holder went into the burger joint to get some food, and she then saw him walk over to Nipsey. Holder was speaking to Nipsey and his crew for several minutes while she waited to take a selfie with him. Witness one claimed she saw Nipsey wave off Holder as if he didn't want to speak with him, but not before accusing Holder of being a, guess what, snitch, y'all. You know what I'm saying? She also claimed to the grand jury to have overheard Holder ask Nipsey if he ever snitched. She says Holder left the conversation and got his food from the restaurant. Then they both got into the car, y'all. The woman says Holder then instructed her to drive around the corner from the mall, and then she saw him pull out a black semi-automatic handgun. He pulled back and slid, and then asked her to go around the block so she could go do a drive-by shooting. So he could do a drive-by shooting. She said she refused. She says Holder then got out the car, put on a red shirt, and instructed her not to move. He went through the alley, allegedly fired several shots at Nipsey and others, and ran back to the car. She said then he got back in the car. Holder had two guns, the black semi-automatic and also a small revolver. He put the 9mm in his bag of food. According to the docs, witness one was testifying under an immunity agreement, meaning nothing she said, Bomb First, can be used against her in any future prosecution. She getting straight immunity, Bomb First. She has not been charged in connection with the murder. Additionally, Nipsey business associate Herman Douglas testified for the grand jury. He was at the Marathon Clothing the day of the murder and said him and Nipsey saw Holder in the car when he drove into the strip mall. Herman said Nipsey said, "Is that Shitty?" Holder's street name. Herman described the conversation between Nipsey and Holder as non-confrontational, but he too said Nipsey told Holder he heard rumors about him snitching, and Nipsey advised Holder to take care of it. Herman says Holder denied it, saying mother effers be hating on me. He says at the end, Nipsey and Holder shook hands and parted ways with zero animosity. I mean, y'all, so goes the story. One account saying one thing, one account is saying another. They saying it's non-confrontational. She's saying that she overheard Nipsey saying you a snitch, basically can't come back. And that was the original story we heard kind of from the beginning once Holder's name, Shitty Cuz name, got involved in the situation. So we don't know exactly what went down because we weren't there, but she an eyewitness. But, Herman says, a whole nother story. It was non-confrontational. So I don't know as more information comes out, but I will say this, Bomb First, be careful. A lot of people calling people snitches these days. Make sure you got substantial evidence when you call somebody a snitch, especially if you're in the street and you done put it out there in the street that they a snitch, because they will come back, Bonfer. It will come back to bite you, especially if they ain't snitching. Number one, if they is snitching and they feel like they're being played and embarrassed, man, they will get you, man. So you gotta be careful, man. I don't condone no snitching, man. But like I say, man, you do the crime, do the time, man. Don't tell on your co-defendant, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't put yourself in no situation that you gotta tell on another man or female to get out of, man. Hey, y'all, let me know what y'all think about the conversation about snitching that triggered area holder to do that to Nipsey, man. R.I.P. to Nipsey. Condolences to his family as well, man. And it's just a sad situation, man. Rule number one, man, don't be calling nobody no snitch if you ain't got no substantial proof, you know what I'm saying, about it, man. That's straight up, man, because you see how people take it when they be called a snitch, man. They turn into the wolf backed into the corner sometimes, you know what I'm saying. The snitch become the killer. Unfortunately, that's the case. It seemingly be allegedly with Nipsey Hussle. Hey, man, the bomb has been dropped. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and don't play with that like button. Your boy Snake out.